Hello and welcome to today's Valuable Esports Roundup. We're covering Worlds 2023 Semifinals between T1 and JDG. Predictions, I'm 39-13. Yes, I predicted JDG to win this one 3-2. They didn't do it. So T1 win 3-1. Faker 17-6, 28, 32% of damage in the win. Gumayushi 16-5, 24. Best KDA. Ruler 14-8, 18, 27% of damage in the loss. So, regardless of this result, JDG, in my opinion, are the best team of 2023. I don't think that that's going out of line. Winning 2 splits, winning MSI, going to semifinals in Worlds, that's going to give them the best season out of anybody. However, T1 are hot, and at the end of the day, it is the team that is the best at the event that wins. Faker is playing arguably the best League of Legends he's played in more than a handful of years. Absolutely dominant in mid lane, gapping opponents. I mean, hell, he put Knight in a hole. Like, Knight did not show up today. And a lot of people gave Chovy shit last week about him losing. But Knight, in the end, is just like Chovy. Two players that are excellent. They're two of my best mid laners in the world. But they don't get it done. They just don't get it done. Knight did not even come close. He played Akali in game 1, tried to carry, that didn't work. They tried to put 369 on carries, that didn't work. Ruler had an opportunity to carry, really didn't work. Like, in the end, JDG just had nothing for T1 as Zeus in top lane on the Aatrox imposed his will on 369, getting a solo kill in this series. There were 5 solo kills, I think, by T1. Now, game 3 was a tight one. That was the kicker. So, games 1 and 2 goes 1-1 each side. T1 do pull out a Jhin in this one and win with it, which I think is something notable. We haven't seen a Jhin in this series. We haven't seen Jhin in a long-ass time. So, to see that was a surprise and a pick that JDG probably didn't expect. We had a discussion yesterday. Do players know how to play around these things? Yes, but does that take away the surprise of seeing it? No. You scrim against one thing, expecting one thing, or even a couple things. You have the box of champs. You're like, okay, well, they can play this, they can play that. Probably won't play this, and that's kind of the vibe, right? And then when you get a champion that isn't on that board, yes, you know how to play against it, but your draft is not built in a way to play against it. You have not thought about, oh, well, how do I play against this? Well, not how do I play against this, but I'm not expecting to play against this. So that was interesting. Game 2, I thought Kanavi was setting the pace on the Vi, doing his job, did very well, and that allowed them to win game 2. But game 3 was a tight one. So T1 ended up winning. Now, the kills scored is not indicative of how close this game was. JDG, T1 won the game with a gold lead of like 700 gold. That just goes to show you how close it was. T1 gets sold, but JDG are about to end the game through mid. There's a big fight in the base of T1. T1 come out ahead. Zeus showing up big. Owner, Gumayushi, Faker. Like, it was a massive fight. And that, I think, really just took the wind out of JDG's sails, right? So instead of being up 2-1, now all of a sudden, just like that, they're down 2-1. And now they are on the back foot in a situation where everybody in that, well, actually, that'd be, I wasn't there, so how am I supposed to say this? They're in Korea. I'm going to assume the majority of the fans in the stadium are backing T1. And now the pressure is on JDG. All year long, it's the golden road. It's the golden road. It's the golden road. This is a super team. This team needs to get it done. And now the pressure's on. And what did JDG do? Well, JDG go with frickin' Belveth in the jungle. And this has happened before. It happened again. Now, yesterday I mentioned how the Weibo BLG Game 5 was the first game I've watched live at Worlds. Everything else has been post hoc after the series is done. I end up watching it when I have time. And I was expecting to watch a Game 5 again this morning, and it didn't happen. So I woke up, and in Game 4 I saw Belveth. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Are we really going back to this? This is not like that is like the literal like it's JDG's last resort, and it's a bad pick. Belveth stinks. So them to going to this is just like, what are we doing here? Come on, really? And just hell, it didn't work, and it wasn't gonna work. Excuse me, it really wasn't. Kanavi had strong picks. His Wukong is probably his best champion, and he couldn't really get much done with it. I won't deny that, but the Belveth certainly ain't his pick. I don't know why they keep picking it. And who knows what happens with this JDG roster now after, you have a nucleus of 369 Kanavi and then Missing added last year, and you add these two superstars in Knight and Ruler. You put all this money in, and you come up short in the end. And, I mean, does it come down to coaching, the drafts, the preparation? I thought Missing looked fine in bot lane. Now, Game 3, there was a great outplay by T1 on a dive where they were able to get a double kill for Keria. Keria ended up with quite a few kills in this series. That probably hampered T1 a bit more than they would have liked. But I thought Missing was fine. I thought Ruler was fine. Ruler probably should have been given more opportunities to carry. I said in the Discord, I said it already in this video, I do believe JDG are very flexible. We did see everybody get a look, and nothing was working. And in the end, I think you just kind of got to lean on Ruler and let what some people would consider to be the best player outright in the world try and 1v9. And, it goes against what they've been doing. We saw them, and even then you think to yourself, and I said this, and they're showing wrinkles of 369 carrying Aatrox Rumble today. That was his first Rumble game, I think. Maybe. So got to keep that in mind, too. That Rumble was his first Rumble game, maybe, in his career. In pro. But you think to yourself, what got them here was 369 kind of falling on the sword, Kanavi sometimes falling on the sword, maybe once in a while seeing Knight, but bot lane really didn't. And today, you're putting 369 on stuff. I mean, the Akali is kind of a bait pick at this tournament as well. JDG tried to do things that just didn't make much sense today. And I said yesterday, you do have to have some out-of-the-box picks to use. Weibo doing that was a big game changer against BLG. But there is risk involved with that. Sometimes the shit don't stick to the wall when you throw it. It doesn't work. And frankly, it didn't work today. T1 were better. Faker's Orianna shockwaves were on point. His shuffles were present. Owner found great engages. After the game, he said they asked him about playing supportive champions instead of carries. He said hopefully next week he plays carries. I think after that, Faker and probably Coach Tom said, no, you're going to stay on Rel because we are not going to put the eggs in the owner basket. But, Zeus, Aatrox was great. 3 of 4 games he's playing that champion at a high level. Guma's pulling out weird stuff. His Callista was very good. We saw the Senna bot lane. I think it was Callista Senna. Or no, that was JDG's win, if I recall. Everybody showed up for T1. Everybody showed up, and nobody showed up for JDG. So I said in the Discord as well, I think this is one of the 3 upsets. Now, going into this one, a lot of people picked T1 to win. But I'm talking more so from if you're looking back and it is October 1st, right? So this tournament hasn't really begun. I don't believe it started until October 9th or something. So let's just look back to October 1st. We know who's at this event. In the grand scheme of things, the way everybody been playing, the 3 upsets so far have been NRG over G2, Weibo over BLG in this one. I think everything else was in the realm of possibility back a month and a half ago. Which is why the prediction record is the way it is. It's why even on the Discord, everybody's shooting at about 75 to 80%, because a lot of it has been relatively expected. Actually, you remember my video, Teams versus Expectations. Everybody's meeting expectations. I had the LCK teams below that. In T1 now I've exceeded my expectations. JDG dropping below them. Weibo exceeding expectations. But still, a lot of this has been pretty. You could guess, you could see it happening, right? It's not out of this world. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.